Testing. Testing. As you can see, little Daryl is taking over. Alright, yeah, more cables, boy, that's right. That's right, more cables. No, 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 not that, no. Hey, get that? No. Calm yourself. Here, come here. Baby boy. Down. There you go. Yeah, you're regulated to the lower realms, boy. Go catch some bugs or something. Let me pull up a chart here. We'll just talk energetics. No way, already? Oh, time. I'm out of sync with time. I can't track it. Information is becoming meaningless to me. At least this kind of information. It's the felt presence. It's the relations that carry the true meaning right now. The life. So we're coming out of that full moon. It's still active right now. You can feel the tension. We have the Mars-Venus square, Venus in an opening square with Mars here. The reason an impulse in tension when the Uranus T-square with this full moon is part of that as well. It's the individuation of your own nature following your passion, regardless of what the information is saying, because it's leading you into replication. You need to break free, or so it could feel. Venus coming into a transformative closing quincunx with Chiron soon, and she will be conjunct Black Moon Lilith. You know, our repressions and our denials, sometimes they're ignorant, sometimes they're intentional. We're learning how to distinguish what that is. And if you hold judgment, you will never learn. You'll just cast. You will only cast replication. You have to get into life being the judge rather than experience in the mind. It isn't easy. Pallas Athena opposing Uranus and Fortune here right now. The part of Fortune, I should say. The part of Fortune. It moves a lot. Squaring. Pallas Athena is also in a T-square. We've got this fixed cross going on. The higher perspective being realized has always been there within you, in your spirit, being churned into being stirred into becoming. The form from the friction. Now, how do you apply this? How do you see this potentially becoming? You may not know, and you probably won't know. You have rough ideas, rough estimates. You have a sense of direction. Most of the work, most of the materials to build reality with and your sense of being in this world is all within you. And the world will give us opportunities, make us put it to form. We will be realizing in real time, and we make mistakes through that. It's when you carry the charge of experience and you have to put it to the test and you make mistakes, it's not a failure, it's a reminder at that point. I learned that long ago, I didn't like being in public view. I didn't like being the center of attention and all that kind of stuff. And then I realized I was my own worst enemy, essentially. But we all learn in different ways, and the language is codified within us, curated within us, cured within us, both to perfection and to perfect health, to balance. So we could be curing the soul here right now. The energies we carry with this realizations that are arising right now, these are what we carry forward from here on out. We have Venus also opposing Saturn here during this. Saturn, the son and father, essentially. This is why the Zeus, Jupiter, mythos, and Helios, and our presidents and our rulers and all this crap, they try to be anointed in this godly fashion. They don't try, they do. And the blood represents what that is. Death of the old for the new. Patterned into a fraternal lineage energetically. But that's just one cult of personality. The psyche is vast. There are many cults rising all the time. And it always will. So you have to figure out how are you culted and what is more authentically you. You can carry a lot of the same core values as other people and have completely different worldviews and be possessed by completely different things. We will be coming to times where the core values are more in alignment with larger cycle truths, dynamics, transpersonal planetary cycles, helping to clear away the mirage of the previous expression. So if you feel like you're not quite sure of anything, that's good. If you feel like you actually know, then that might be good, but it also might tell you you should re-examine what that is. Because I wouldn't take a chance in these times, in these energies, with a knowing for myself personally. It's on demand in real time. This is how real spirit is. You don't sit in a room staring at a candle, writing down like prophecy and all this. You're caught in echoes. You're picking up echoes. You got to get into real life spirit. The sun, the air, engagement with people. This life is spiritual. There is no enlightenment. Enlightenment is what you are right here, right now, in real time. How do you make that enlightening? How do you bring light to that life? It can only be done now. And it's easy to say, it's easy to come into those realizations, and we drift out, we get caught up in the world, we caught up in our situations with obligation. So Saturn, the sun and the father, Uranus and Gaia give birth to Saturn. Saturn rises in the culture, in mind, clipping the wings of his children so that they cannot fly into the imaginary realms of the higher perspectives. They're grounded in the logos of reality as it has been measured, weighed, and agreed upon. And in those cultures, different spirits are forged and created and matured, and it's breaking because we're growing, we grew through the process. The spirit is coming into realization. And if you are tuned into staring into the echo, or the music is carrying you, then these changes come to you more profoundly through the polis, through your engagements with consensus narration, your work, your groups, your favorite place to hang out, whatever. So I feel it's encouraging us to be that nostalgia, be that creative spirit, to honor the past by living here now and bringing future nostalgia into existence, rather than being a footnote in a page in history where people should have did something when they had the chance. That's always happening until it isn't. And these are the times where it's changing. New age. Age of Aquarius, it's so old, it's new. It carries all remembrance, and it leads you towards potential if you can fall into the creative flow of what that is. And the only way that I could point to that is try and figure out your authenticity. If you can do that, then you have something, as sure as anything else could ever be. But we got a few more days for Mercury retrograde, then it's back on the shadow path. We'll be meeting the sun in Virgo this time. That's a real realization, a kazemi for all the mercurial people out there. Language being realized, and your value is what is, you may not change the knowledge per se, but the value of your perspective is much deeper, broader, or outside the paradigms of what had ensnared you. So now you can see more clearly. It gives you confidence in the ignorance, knowing you always were ignorant, you were doing your best anyway, and you got to where you are through that process. Mercury will be in a very tight trine with Chiron here, both retrograde. If you have anything in Sagittarius or this coming moon cycle, set some intentions for a Sagittarius moon. See what you could do that is spiritual food for your soul. How can you live life? How can you feel good in life without falling into ensnarement? How can you get into life as simple as possible? That might be good energy to hold for these times. Now, energetically, Saturn is carrying a charge to meet Neptune in the North Node in Aries here, which is new beginnings. We see Uranus will be either at the tail end of Taurus or just coming into Gemini. I haven't looked too closely yet. In the North Node of Uranus is Gemini. Mercury is the link to Uranian energy cycle. higher knowledge. And it's higher not because it's smarter, it's out of the box genius because now you're not confined to what you knew. Your imagination has a language you can construct through. And it's up to your vision, your value. What is your dream? What is it worth to you? How do you make that be? I don't feel the spirit of that yet. I have the understanding. It's a slow process for some of us. But I feel it's always right on time. All right, well, we're going to have the sun in the working quincunx with Pluto here. So being your transformation activates the spirit into your consciousness in these times. Set a new structure, do a new goal, a new pattern. Any new pattern that can get you from, doesn't even have to be related to what your dream could be. Just set a new pattern through a positive intention in these times, and you carry that forward. It's hermetic. If you wait for the feeling, it won't happen. You just got to do sometimes. All right. Thanks for watching, listening, and being. Baby boy, you just came back up.